The Gina and Matty podcast.
Let's talk tech. And there is only one person to talk to from EFTM.com and the Today Show. It is the one and only Trevor Long. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good.
Back in the country?
Back in the country for a couple of days, off to Seattle on Saturday.
Oh.
What's happening in Seattle?
Microsoft, I guess they'll probably announce some AI, maybe some new computers. We'll find out on Tuesday.
And in London, you were there for an Apple event last week?
That's right. Apple had a virtual event, so the kind of thing they didn't host at their Cupertino headquarters in America, but they did host a few hundred people at their fancy new headquarters in London for new iPads. It was a pretty brief event, new iPad Airs and a bigger iPad Air, 13-inch iPad Air, which is, I think, will be well received by a lot of people. My kids think it's awesome to have such a bigger screen when they're either playing games, drawing, or watching content. The iPad Pro, though, my God, this thing, so much power. Like, they've built a chip, a processor for this that's better than many of their laptops. It's probably better than most laptops on the market. This thing can do so much that I don't even think that the stuff that it can do exists yet. It's kind of ready for what developers might do with it next. So, yeah, that's an expensive device. So it starts at $1,700, could go up to $4,500 if you spec it out. But fear not, the entry-level iPad has gone from $750 down to $600.
Oh, that's not bad. Do you see a time where tablets will replace laptops?
They could, they should, but I don't think they will. Like, it's a weird thing. I just think it's like a mindset problem. Like, whenever I try and go all in on the tablet, I end up going, it's just easy to do on the laptop. So I don't think we're there yet, but it is completely possible for someone who really just uses email, Facebook, banking, those kind of things. You don't need a computer. You just need a tablet. And frankly, you just need the $600 one.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Gina really wants to talk to you about the new Nokia in just a sec. But while we're talking about tablets and kids watching content, I want to, because, I've spoken to you for years, Trev. I live my adulting and parenting through you because you're a few years ahead of me in the dad stakes. But there's this story coming out that children under 14 could be banned from having social media accounts in South Australia. The Premier there, Peter Malinauskas, has appointed a High Chief Court Justice to examine how the state could implement bans on Instagram and TikToks if you are under 14. Where does that sit with you?
We're a politician, normally out of touch. High Court judges, very much out of touch. How are they going to implement a ban? Seriously. It's already not legal for kids under 13 to have social media because Facebook and Instagram and TikTok don't allow it. But do you think there's some 11-year-olds with a TikTok account?
100%,
Of course there are.
100%.
They changed the date. It's not about government. It's not about legislation. It's about parenting, folks. If you don't know what your kids have got on their phone, what they're doing on their phone, then you're the problem. You need to parent differently. You need to engage more. And it's tough. I get it. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And I don't see how any government can restrict this or actually solve that problem other than to provide better education and resources to parents who are lost in this digital world.
And one of the other answers potentially could be to get the old Nokia, like the dumb phone back. So it's just a phone.
You know what? Get your kids onto it. Get your kids onto a basic phone rather than the drug that is a smartphone early on. And maybe you won't have that problem. Maybe they'll grow into social media later. Yeah. And look, the Nokia 3210, I mean, it's a phone of my youth.
Yes.
This is a 25-year-old phone they're bringing back. It's obviously not the same phone. They've just got a similar design, and they're using that number to get that heart racing for it. But the 3210, great phone. Take your SIM card out of your smartphone on a Friday afternoon, whack it in the Nokia. Someone rings you, no dramas. Answer them. You want to text them? Good luck. It's painful, but you can do it.
I remember that texting.
Trevor, is it still you've got to press like the 5 button 3 times to get to the letter? Like, is it that sort of texting?
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
100%. It's got a little bit more. It's got a little bit smarter. My 12-year-old asked me to use one of these Nokias in the last couple of days, and I was blown away how quickly he picked up sending text. Now, there's not as many words being used, but he's getting it done.
Amazing.
And it's only $129.
Yeah, and there are cheaper Nokias out there as well. That's just the 3210. There's some 200 series phones that are like $79 and $99. So there are options out there for younger people and for people who think about this whole 3G switch off. If you just need a phone, get a Nokia.
Yeah.
So good. Love talking tech with you, Trevor. All of the things we've spoken about today on the show, you can see at EFTM.com. We'll see you on the Today Show during the week as well, Trev. Always a pleasure, mate. Have a good day.
Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
The Gina and Matty podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.